Once upon a time, there was a girl called June. She lived in California with her family and her siblings and parents. They wanted to go on vacation to Florida. So it was around Halloween
Us against the
time.
world.
So June loved foxes. So she wanted to be a fox for Halloween. So when they got to their destination in their hotel, they got finished to unpack and so they went shopping for a fox, and so they saw this fox costume with this other girl. It was the last one, so this other girl named Elizabeth wanted to get that. I guess she really liked the foxes too. So June said, may I please have that? I love foxes. And then Elizabeth said, no, I was here first. So then June and Elizabeth started fighting over it. And then June and Elizabeth's parents came over and stopped their arguing. And they just said, and then June's parents said, we'll buy another one, sweetie. June said, no, I want to get my costume now. And then June tried to snatch it away. And then Elizabeth started yelling, saying, give me it back, give me it back, that was my costume. I was here before you. And then June said, no, what's the point? It doesn't have one tail, it has two. And then Elizabeth said, so that means that this fox costume is unique. And then June said, no, I'm gonna have it for my costume. And then the parents stopped their arguing, and they went. Then June parents took the costume out of her hand and gave it to and then June started yelling, and so the parents started talking, and I guess they became friends, and they gave them the address to ever come over and appropriate stuff. So a few days later, they had a knock on the door, and then, a day later, they had a knock on the door, and it was Elizabeth and her parents. And then June didn't like Elizabeth, so she made a mean face and rolled her eyes at her. So when she so Elizabeth's parents came in, and they sat down on the couch, and then June and Elizabeth started looking at each other and started rolling their eyes. And then June parents said, "Be nice, kids." And then June went up to her room, and then Elizabeth is followed her, and got and then um and then Olivia started to yell at her and scared June. And then that and then they like and then they and then June yelled at Olivia and said, "Why did you scare me like that? And why did you follow me up to my room? My room is a private spot, and I did not invite you into." I don't even know why you're here. We're not in France. And then Olivia said, well, so, and she apologized to June, and she said, June, I wanted to say I'm sorry for yelling at you and doing all that mean stuff when we was at the store yesterday. And yet scaring you right now. And then June said, well, it's okay, and I'm sorry that I yelled at you and started arguing and just yelled at you this a second ago. And then they made an agreement to like never fight again and maybe become friends. And then June and Elizabeth's parents was watching that, and June's parents and Elizabeth's parents said, "Yes, finally." And then June Elizabeth started smiling, and then Elizabeth went, and then Olivia went downstairs to grab the costume, and then ran back up. And then Elizabeth gave it to June. Elizabeth said, "Here, I want to give this to you because, well, you really wanted it." And then June said, "No, I'll be fine." And then Elizabeth said, "Okay, then you won't have a costume anymore. You won't have a costume anymore." And then June said, "I'll be fine. I might just make my own because I'm good at sewing." So, and June said, "Well, I might make the costume just like that, and we both have two tails." And they became really good friends since then, 2 years later. So 2 years later, they became best friends. And this time it was around Halloween too. They always match no matter what. But this Halloween they wanted to Olivia didn't want to be a fox, but June did. They always be a fox. They was a fox last year and then the other year. So Olivia don't wants to be a fox anymore. She wants to be a anime character from Naruto. And then June and then Olivia didn't have the courage to tell June because she would think that Olivia would be really sad. But June, okay, a few hours later, June came up to Olivia and said, "Hey, are you gonna be a fox this year?" And then Olivia looked down sadly. And then June said, "What's wrong? We always be a fox. There's no way you're not gonna be a fox." And then Olivia broke the news to her and said, "I don't want to be a fox. I want to be an anime character from Naruto." And then June started crying and said, "Well, we always be a fox." And then Olivia said, "I know it's just I don't want to be a fox this year. We always do, and don't you think that's a little kiddish?" They're 11 now, and June said, "No, you could be anything you want for Halloween because, well, it's Halloween. Give me anything. And then Olivia said, well, I want to be something else. And I'm sorry if you can't deal with that, but I don't. And then June started crying and ran upstairs and locked her door. And then June's mom came over and said, what happened? And then Olivia said, I don't want to be a fox this year. And I didn't, and I just don't want to be, and I said, it's a little too mature. And then June mom said, well, you're right. You are. You don't have to be what she always wants to be because, well, what if y'all not together like friends next week? You never know. So I'll go talk to her. And then June mom went upstairs and knocked on her door. She said, sweetie, you gotta come out. I want to talk to you. What Olivia said. Then you said, go away. I don't want to be alone right now. But there was a bathroom door connected to her room, so her mom just went through that way. And then June said, okay, Mom, what do you want? And then June mom said, you can't be sad because June doesn't want to be what you want to be for Halloween. Y'all don't always have to match because y'all won't have the same thing. Y'all will be different no matter what happens, inside or out. Y'all always be different. Y'all was always different since y'all first met. So there's no reason to be sad because she wants to be what she wants to be for Halloween.